guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm giving an update. It is now July, June has passed, and there's lots to talk about. If you watched my last month update, it was definitely not my normal type of video. I was definitely not in a great place. Mentally, I had a lot going on, like especially like that day I filmed that video. There was just like so much happening, but I was just like, I felt like I needed to explain what had been going on. It's not easy being on YouTube because you guys see a very small percentage of my life, but when there's like really big things going on, I can't get on here and film and like pretend everything's okay. And so that's how I felt in that video. Like I felt I just needed to be honest and share everything that was going on in those, weeks. And all I can say is thank you to everyone who left a comment. Like every single person was so loving and thoughtful and nice. I even had people reach out to me separately, like either through like Instagram or email or Facebook, and like I really appreciated that because again, it's, I had that video posted and I deleted it, and then I was like, you know what, let's just put it back up there. So it's not always easy balancing being on social media. So thank you for being very understanding and supportive while I was kind of working through some stuff. So here we are. June is over, and let me say I am actually really glad it's over. It was a rough month, and as much as like months and time doesn't really mean anything, I'm like happy to be in a new month. I just feel like it's a fresh start. I have moved on from a lot of things that were going on, and I'm on to what's next. So that's what we're talking about in this video. So it is it is July, and we are getting ready to start back up our homeschool year this month, which is super exciting. We've been so busy that I feel like our summer has flown by, but at this point my kids are done with summer camp. There's really not much going on. It's super hot where we live, so like imagine living somewhere where it's like too hot to go swimming. That's where it's at right now. We are 110. We've been at 110 or around there for like the last couple weeks. I don't see that going away anytime soon. So really we're spending so much time indoors where it's like, okay, I think we're ready to start school. Now, I'm not ready to start school because again, I like hit a point where I was not doing anything. So my homeschool room looks exactly the same as the day we stopped doing school in May. I walk past it every day, but I have not cleaned out last year's stuff. I have not organized next year's stuff. I was even thinking, I'm like, I bought all this stuff from Rainbow Resources. I did a haul. You guys saw it. I don't know where it is. I have no idea where I put it. And so I'm assuming I just sat it on a shelf and there's just piles everywhere. So as much as I want to get school started, like I'm not ready. My kids are ready, but I'm not ready. So I need to get ready. There's a couple things I need to do. I need to clean out our homeschool room. So I need to clean out all the stuff from last year. I need to get everything for this year prepared. I still need to like officially decide on curriculum for my kindergartner. I am 100% good with my 4th grader and 6th grader, but I'm not 100% with my kindergartners. So I really need to do that. So that's what I'm doing this first week of July. I am getting everything done to be prepared. Now, here's my two options. We can do a slow start next week, which would be I'd probably have my older two start doing their math, their stacks and math, just logging in, getting it started, because again, that takes nothing that I really need to do. They can just do that on their own, and then, kind of figuring out. So that we may start next week with them doing that, and then the following week is when we would add in all the subjects. So I don't know, sounds super ambitious, but I am feeling good. I'm feeling very energized and motivated, and so that's kind of where my mindset's at. By the way, because we're about to get into that, this channel that you're watching this on is going to be specifically, exclusively homeschool content. So this is my main channel. Most of you have found me because of my homeschool content. So Gathered and Grounded Homeschool is staying homeschool related. So that's why I'm staying pretty homeschool specific in this update video. But I do really enjoy making other types of videos because homeschooling is a major part of our life, but I'm also just a normal mom and I like doing other things and showing other parts of my life. It's just hard to do that on YouTube when I've built such a strong homeschooling community. So I've started a second YouTube channel, which I want to link here. On that channel is going to be everything that's not homeschool related. So if you've watched any of my vlogs that aren't like homeschool vlogs, if you watch any of my book review videos, if you watch any of like my meal prep, grocery haul, literally travel, anything that is not homeschool will be on that channel. It's not easy starting a new channel at all, but I think it's just to continue growing here on YouTube, it's what I need to do. And so if you like my content that's not just homeschooling, I would highly appreciate if you go and subscribe to that new channel, watch some of the videos. I am adding things and it's growing because that helps me out a lot. It's free for you to do, and so I appreciate your support if you go check that out. I'm going to be doing an update video on there where I'm going to be talking about my medical stuff that's going on, other just life updates. And so if you want more of that, it's going to be on that channel going forward. I'll give you guys a quick update here. So in my last update video, my grandfather had passed away. He was suffering from Alzheimer's dementia for the past 5 years. He was on hospice care for that last week of his life. He went peacefully. We have grieved. A lot of you reached out, and Alzheimer's is a very hard disease because it's like you grieve while they're still alive, and then you think you're going to be okay when they pass, and you have to grieve again. And so I had a lot of time with my family. I took a lot of time off work during that time just because it was a lot emotionally. I had to be there every day. You know, when somebody's going through hospice, you just are kind of waiting. And so again, thank you all for your thoughts during that time. It was much appreciated. I was also going through some of my own medical stuff, which I'm still going through. That's going to be, you know, a journey for a while. I'm at the point where my doctor believes I have something called adenomyosis, which is similar to endometriosis. So it's something going on in your uterus. I have suffered for the past few years, especially more after having my son, my third child, with extremely heavy periods. You know, I'm not going to get graphic in this, but to a point where if I did not work remote, I would not be able to go to work during some of those days of my periods for how heavy and painful my periods are. It took me so long to figure out what it was because the main problem isn't even the bleeding. Like, I can deal with that, you know, it's not fun, but I can deal with it. The pain actually feels more, I thought, was in my stomach. Like, I thought it was like a really bad stomach ache. So I had spent years going through, you know, is it certain foods? Is it gluten? Is it dairy? Is it coffee? Is it, you know, whatever? And finally in the last year, I was like, oh, this stomach ache only happens when I'm on my period. And it's like the most insane stomach ache and it lasts for days. It lasts, you know, normally about 2 to 3 days, where my stomach feels so inflamed that even like touching the outer skin of my stomach sends me into pain. And so I don't know why it took me so long to realize that it was gynecological, like uterus issues versus stomach issues, like versus GI issues, because just the pain felt like it was more in my stomach. So anyways, I found a really great doctor. My mom and maternal grandmother also have endometriosis. Both of them had hysterectomies and multiple miscarriages at very young ages. And so it kind of was all like, oh, you know, I should probably tell the doctor that. And so the doctor I'm currently seeing, again, he believes it's the main point of my issue is he believes it's adenomyosis. So adenomyosis is when your uterus tissues attach inside your uterus walls, causing inflammation and pain. Endometriosis is where those same uterus tissues grow outside of your uterus. So they can grow on your ovaries, they can grow on your bowels, they can grow on your bladder, they can grow anywhere outside of your uterus, pretty much anywhere in your body. He thinks mine are contained to just inside my uterus because I'm only in pain when I'm on my period. I'm not in pain outside of that. So endometriosis, you're in pain all the time. Now, you can have both. However, endometriosis cannot be diagnosed unless they actually go inside, cut it out and send it out to a lab, where adenomyosis can be diagnosed with symptoms, ultrasound, MRI, and things like that. So at this point, I've had all of those tests ran, and we are now at the point to see, you know, can medication help in the meantime with my symptoms? Because the only way to actually cure it is to remove your uterus, which would be a hysterectomy. I am only 32 years old, and so when the doctor first told me that, it was a lot mentally for me to deal with. Not that we were planning on having any more kids, but just knowing that it would never be a possibility again weighs very heavy. But then also it's a pretty big surgery, so not only with the not being able to have kids anymore, but then also just going through a major surgery was something that, you know, I really need to think about and consider the pros and cons. So I feel really good because I feel like I have a really good doctor. I feel like he's really listening to me and, like, you know, what I do and don't want to do or put my body through. And so at this point, as a couple more tests are still needing to be ran, I am trying hormone therapy. I am taking progesterone. Adenomyosis and endometriosis are estrogen high diseases. So that means my body is producing way too much estrogen, which is causing all of these things. And so I am taking progesterone to try to help balance that. And I've also started taking ibuprofen, which seems silly. I think everyone takes ibuprofen, but I don't. I'm very, like, I really don't take anything. But because adenomyosis is an inflammatory disease, I have to be very aware that if I start feeling that inflammation happen, i.e. those stomach pains, I need to be proactive in taking ibuprofen. So between the ibuprofen, the progesterone hormones, and just some other, you know, things that I've been doing to kind of help it be more aware of it, I'm giving it over the rest of summer pretty much. So I'm giving it, you know, 3 to 4 months of having everything in my system and seeing, you know, is this something I can manage on my own with these medications for the next 5 years? If so, cool. And then at that time, we're talking about a hysterectomy. If these don't do anything, if there's no changes, then, you know, a hysterectomy is going to be a lot sooner in the future. So as much as it's still weighing in my mind, I feel like there's kind of a light of hope. I've been on the medication for only like a couple weeks now. I'm not having any bad side effects, so I'm hoping that in the next couple months I see some relief. So there's my medical update, but all future medical updates will be on my new channel just to keep this kind of homeschool related. So I did go to Seattle. My Seattle vlog is up on my other channel as well. I had like a set idea in my mind of the vacation, and that's not what happened. So I don't want to get on here and say it was the best trip ever. I absolutely loved it because it was fine. We spent a lot of time in our lake house, which, don't get me wrong, was absolutely beautiful, but I think it's really interesting someone working remote. I'm home all the time and I love my house. I feel like I have a very beautiful house. It's very comfortable. So for me to travel and just sit in a different beautiful house, I'm just like, why? I could have just stayed home for that. But again, I think it's unique because I work remote. I am home all the time. Whereas, you know, like my husband or my in-laws that traveled with us, or my other family that was there, you know, they go to work every single day. So they really enjoy the down, relaxing time in like a nice house. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. So I was just on a different wavelength than everyone else. Thankfully, I'm going to be going back to Seattle probably in the beginning of the year. My friend slash family, she's pregnant with twin boys, and so I'll be going out once she has the babies to get some baby time and give her a break, because twin boys, I can't even imagine. So I will be going back out to Seattle, spending a few more days like in Seattle in the city, like doing all the touristy things is really what I want to do. So anyways, fun trip. You can see everything on my vlog as well. All right, so updates. What other updates are we doing? Yeah, I told you guys I'm still trying to figure out curriculum. I need to get everything planned and organized. So I'm going to be filming a video like how do I get ready for a year. So I'm going to be sharing like exactly what I'm going to be doing. I need to decide on my son's kindergarten curriculum. I need to get everything organized. I have piles and boxes and things everywhere. So that is what I'm going to be working on. We are going to be starting school within the next 2 weeks for sure. My kids decided to do a SpongeBob first day of school. If you've been around and followed me, you know I always do themes on the first day of school. So this year we're doing SpongeBob. So I'm going to find some fun stuff for that. I need to do a supply haul on Amazon because I need a bunch of supplies. I can't wait till Target does their teacher sale. If you missed that video of how to get discounts as teachers, I show you how to sign up, and Target does a 20% off your entire purchase discount for teachers like mid-July to the end of July. So I'm actually going to be using that for other stuff, not homeschool, not like school supplies. I'm going to get all of our school supplies on Amazon. So once I get that haul, I will show you. I'm also going to be doing a should you splurge or should you save video where I'll show you like 2 items and it's like, should you get the cheaper version or should you splurge? I think that's going to be a really fun video to share. So I'm going to be doing that on my homeschool channel, curriculum reviews. If you have any homeschool related content you want me to make, you feel like I haven't shared enough about, leave that down below in the comments so I can start planning for that. The only other surprise I have is, some of you may have already known, but I actually started working for Moving Beyond the Page. You guys know I love their curriculum, and it was super funny. A few months ago, I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I keep making videos about Moving Beyond the Page. Like, I feel like we should work together at this point, but I didn't know in what capacity like we should be working. So I, told the company a couple ideas, and they were like, we were actually just watching one of your videos and we want you to make videos for our channel. So it's very different than how I normally work with brands, because normally I create the content on my channel and release it here, but with Moving Beyond the Page, I am actually creating content specifically for them. So if you go check out Moving Beyond the Page's YouTube channel, I have started creating videos for them, which is super fun. I get to see some of the age levels that I haven't used before. I get like their company philosophy, and I get to work with their company directly. And so go ahead, watch those videos over there, because that's probably will be where most of the Moving Beyond the Page content will be. I'll obviously be sharing what we use and how we use it, but all those videos are over on the Moving Beyond the Page YouTube channel. That's a lot. I feel like that's a lot. I don't know. If I didn't update on something, let me know. Yeah, but I feel like I'm in a much better place. I have my energy back. I'm feeling good. I'm back on my goals. So hopefully this continues on and we have a great homeschool year start. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned for lots of upcoming videos. Bye guys.